CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Monday. Fire ripped through a Timmins business early Sunday morning. Crews responded to a blaze at DNL Towing on Lafayette Road around 4 a.m. It took firefighters nearly 10 hours to battle the blaze due to sub-zero temperatures, freezing water lines. No injuries were reported. An investigation has been launched by Timmins Police and the Fire Marshal's office. Now let's talk about that weather. Snow and warmer conditions on this day, but when will we see the sun? For more details, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. Rick?
I can't answer that question, Tony. It's pretty dismal this week. We have some active weather, maybe a little bit later on with some breaks, but no specific sunshine, as I like to call it, over the course of a day, because we've got some freezing drizzle, we've got ice pellets, we've got flurries, a little bit of everything, some warmer temperatures and cooler temperatures, as you can see in pink. Freezing drizzle, Perry Sound, of course, with the squalls in the forecast. Your first take on weather brought to you by CAA. Get your membership today at CAA.ca. This is the system that's moving in by tomorrow. Have a good look. A little bit of everything. Tony will talk more coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Thanks so much for that, Rick. A death investigation at a nursing home in Sturgeon Falls has ruled out foul play. OPP began the probe at Au Chateau Nursing Home on September 23rd. An 85-year-old resident was found dead by staff members. The investigation was conducted by the OPP Crime Unit in conjunction with the Office of the Chief Coroner and the Ontario Forensic Pathology Service. Once again, foul play has been ruled out. With news of Timmins Council's decision to endorse a location for a permanent encampment, people who would be using the site are speaking out against it. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Timmins Council has endorsed this location as the preferred site for a permanent encampment for people who are homeless. It's about a 13-kilometer drive west from City Hall on Highway 101. Those who work to support unhoused people say they're frustrated and angry with the decision.
It goes against all, peer-reviewed, evidence-based research. It goes against everything that our community has learned when we've brought in expert consultants around homelessness or addictions or mental health. It goes against everything that people who are living in poverty and people who access homelessness services are saying they need.
The core services are downtown. We're downtown. This is a safe space for folks. And to put folks away from what their support system is just setting up for more failure and causing a lot more harm.
Sarita says DIY Community Health Timmins was left out of the site selection process.
I was left in the dark. I think most service providers were left in the dark. The few opportunities we did have to voice our opinions, they were ignored.
Those directly impacted are scared the encampment will be so far away from the city's core.
Coming from a person that's been human trafficked and I've been in that kind of situation, you're asking, what if it was your daughter and you were sending your daughter out there alone at night?
As you can see, no sidewalk.
Yesterday, two groups walked from the mutual aid site to the proposed location, one during the day and one at night. They wanted to show what a vulnerable person would have to experience along the way.
It was treacherous. It was scary. Because why? Because one slip of a vehicle in the wintertime, black ice, doesn't matter. Someone will get hit and someone will die.
None of us would have been able to do it if we were carrying all of our belongings.
In a recent interview with the mayor of Timmins, Michelle Boileau said the site was project ready.
One of the benefits to this site was the readiness of the site. So the fact that it was ready to have modular facilities moved on to the location, zoning and planning requirements would be easier to get through. And so with it being, a project-ready site, we're hopeful that we'll be able to have more appropriate shelter options in a matter of months.
Decision makers now await approval on the location from the province. In the meantime, DIY Community Health Timmins asks people to advocate on its behalf by contacting their local, provincial, and federal representatives.
People will die trying to access the site. People will die at the site. And people will die if they try and leave the site.
Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Ontario NDP leader Mart Stiles is touring Northern Ontario this week, talking to constituents about issues in their communities. Her first stop was North Bay this afternoon. The province has been in the spotlight for two major topics in the city recently. Stiles weighed in on Education Minister Paul Calandra's takeover of the Near North District School Board. She wants to know who Calandra will appoint as the new board supervisor, expressing concerns about Conservative insiders who don't have an education background appointed to other school boards. She has also been hearing a lot of concerns about the 40 job cuts at the North Bay Regional Health Centre.
You know, one of the solutions we talked about as well is bringing in nurse-patient ratios like they did in British Columbia. Things like that will make sure that our healthcare workers don't burn out.
Mart Stiles is also expected to make stops in Nickel Belt, Sudbury, and Sault Ste. Marie. She will end her tour in Algoma, Manitoulin. And we'll have more on Stiles' visit to North Bay at 6 o'clock. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Rick has your full weather forecast. Also ahead, opposition is growing. More voices are being added to the province's plan to merge conservation authorities in the Northeast.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
I've got to say that I had a great time Friday evening here in Sudbury, and an even better time in Noelville covering the Santa Claus parade. Great people, community-minded, very close. The treats were great. Kind of cold, but you know what? We all had a great time, and it's great to see such community spirit in Noelville. And again, well done, people. Here we go. Forecast radar, mixed bag of everything, like I told Tony a couple of moments ago. Not too sure as to when the sun will shine. We've got freezing drizzle, ice pellets, flurries, snow. Pretty well a mixed bag over the course of the next few days. 5-day forecast. Here we go. Chance of flurries, risk of freezing drizzle, chance of flurries on Wednesday, snow rain mix on Thursday. Take a look at these temperatures. We go from -2 to 2, then the big drop. -14, -15 on Friday, and snow on Saturday at -3. How about the Sioux and Algoma? Chance of flurries and freezing drizzle for tomorrow, 2 degrees, -4 on Wednesday. The odd sunny break, but not full-fledged sunshine, Tony. Thursday, snow rain mix at 0, -10 on Friday as it, well, gets a lot colder. Chance of flurries and some snow Saturday at -2. Then there's Timmins, Cochrane Campus. Casing, ice pellets and snow tomorrow, 0. Chance of flurries on Wednesday, of course, mixed in some freezing drizzle as well, -9, -2 with the snow on Thursday. Friday, chance of flurries, -19, so that big drop in temperature will occur Thursday heading into Friday or earlier in some sectors. Saturday, more snow and -7. Meanwhile, in Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, chance of flurries, freezing drizzle for tomorrow, -2 your high. Chance of flurries on Wednesday. Thursday, snow rain mix, change in temperature. Here we go. We go from 1 to -18. Then Friday, chance of flurries, -18 pretty well over the course of the entire day. Then Saturday, snow in the forecast, -6. Sorry, Tony, I was looking feverishly for more snow for you, but the best I could do might be a sunny break or two throughout the Northeast, but like I said, mixed precipitation over the course of the next couple of days. So we'll get to that and a lot more a little bit later on in the 7-day forecast.
Thanks for that, Rick. More than $400,000 is heading to the township of Kelvin after flooding in June. The money is to help the community near Mattawa cover the costs for emergency response and critical infrastructure repairs. Roads had been washed out following heavy rains June 21st. Trees and power lines were also down during the storm. Environment Canada estimated 87 millimeters of rain hit the small community. More people are speaking out about the proposed consolidation of Northeastern Ontario conservation authorities. The agencies work to keep people and property safe from natural hazards. More now from CTV's Alan Everson.
Carl Jorgensen is the General Manager of Conservation Sudbury. The board recently passed a resolution opposing the province's proposed consolidation of 36 conservation authorities into 7 large regional ones. It means Sudbury, North Bay, the Sault and Timmins will become the Northeastern Ontario Regional Conservation Authority.
I think the efficiency that we have in conservation authorities in the Northeast is extremely high. We're already heavily integrated with our communities, and to spread it out, I think, will make us less efficient. If we think about it as well, we have local expertise that know these watersheds.
Jorgensen says those local considerations are key in the work conservation authorities do.
Having people who work here in the Sudbury area who know all of the lakes, the rivers, and the wetlands of Sudbury. They know our geology, they know our history, which is extremely important because the landscape in Sudbury is different from anywhere else in Ontario given our past mining history and our current mining operations.
Northern Ontario large urban mayors known as NOLM recently sent a letter to the Ministry of the Environment, Conservation and Parks, which says in part, our conservation authorities are lean organizations that are accountable, transparent, and provide efficient permit approvals and community services. The proposed regional model for Northern Ontario will not eliminate red tape and has a distinct potential to result in the opposite outcome of increased bureaucracy. For Northern Ontario, this is a situation of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We reached out to the Ministry of the Environment, Conservation and Parks, but did not receive a response before our deadline. City Council in Sudbury recently voted to oppose the province mandating the local conservation authority merged with 3 others. Alan Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
A warning this holiday season about pet ownership. The Invasive Species Center in Sault Ste. Marie says aquarium life, such as fish and turtles, can become invasive when released into natural environments. When pets are given as gifts, the new owners might not be fully prepared for long-term responsibility. According to the group, red-eared sliders and goldfish are 2 common problems.
So red-eared sliders and goldfish in particular, they can impact natural environments when released. So they have a high productive rate. They're able to, especially goldfish, prey on native species.
Officials say make sure pet owners are prepared for the long-term commitment, choose reputable, ethical retailers, and if an animal can't be cared for, don't let it loose. Young contributors coming up on CTV News at 5. Students at an elementary school in Greater Sudbury are doing their part to help others who might be hungry. Students at an elementary school in Greater Sudbury are engaged in a friendly competition. As CTV's Madison Merrier tells us, they're trying to help stock the shelves at an area food bank.
From hand to hand, students are running non-perishable items from St. Augustin to the Garson Food Bank.
We have a very special event that we do every few years. It's a human chain to bring food that we've collected for the past 2 weeks from St. Augustin all the way to the Garson Food Bank. So the kids are excited. This is something that was initiated by the Leadership Club.
Oh, definitely. It'll make a difference. There's a lot of needy families out there this year. So the need is more and more.
Absolutely. And how has the need grown?
It's risen over 30%. We have more clients every week. It's more and more.
The students' goal is to support families in need, and staff feel this hands-on experience is a great way to increase awareness for students.
We put the food boxes under the little Christmas trees in the class, so it's like a visual aspect of what's going on at Christmas, and they're so proud when they get to school, hardly able to lift the bags of food that they brought in, so it's very special this year.
It just teaches them to give and to share and, you know, to see that families need the food, and I think it makes them feel pretty good.
The donation chain was assembled by Neely and the leadership students from grades 5 to 8.
Our whole school is here, and we're doing it because we wanted the people in Garson can have a good holiday with like food.
I feel good, and we're doing something good, and we know that people will enjoy the canned goods and stuff.
This year, St. Augustin has donated around 720 non-perishable food items, which the Garson Food Bank says will make a difference for community members. Madison Marier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Closet Share in Sudbury is a non-profit organization that provides free clothing to the community through donations. Unfortunately, it has not been able to accept any since July, but that will soon change. CTV's Lindsay Alick has more.
The day started off with a celebration, marking the launch of the Closet Share app.
With our Canada-wide shipping now that we also launched a couple months ago, it's going to be so much easier for people to find what they need and be able to check out. And it also helps save the planet, right? Because now we're opening it up so more people have access to secondhand clothes.
Porter says they haven't been able to accept donations since July, as this is what their back room currently looks like.
Every day we come in and our donation bin outside is still full, clothing everywhere outside. It's very frustrating. All I say to people is just call first. If you call to see if the organization needs clothes, then you can bring it. Don't just leave it outside, because what happens to that? It ends up in landfills.
Porter tried to have the bags picked up by Value Village, but she says the pickups were canceled. CTV News reached out to Value Village for comment and received a statement which says, in part, "We do not turn away donations. We are reaching out to Closet Share to clear up any misunderstanding and see how we can help. Closet Share is welcome to direct their donations to our Community Donation Center at 799 Notre Dame Avenue." Porter says thanks to Value Village agreeing to take all of these donations, she will be able to once again resume donations early in the new year. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Well, if you look closely, you will be able to spot Northern representation in the new TV show, It, Welcome to Derry. Jonathan Fisher of Wikwemikong is one of the two actors from the territory featured in episode 3. Billed or credited as man in audience, Fisher got his chance to appear in the TV series, which was shot outside of Toronto. After 3 decades of gigs, which include some prominent roles on stage, we asked him how this appearance on screen differed.
Film is totally a different process than theater. Stage is like you have to be big and grand and commanding, and with film you gotta concentrate that all down, because this is your frame, and you can't really do that much. It's just like you just have to think about the emotion sometimes, and the camera will pick it up.
And you can see It, Welcome to Derry on Crave. It's time for our weekend wrap-up, and we start in the Ontario Hockey League with the Sudbury Wolves teddy bear toss. What made the Bears rain down? A penalty shot. Hundreds of Bears rained down on the ice in support of local organizations, including Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Children's Aid, and Our Children, Our Future. It took quite some time, as you can imagine, to clean everything up, and the scoring didn't stop there. Kieran Walton would rack up 3 helpers to go with that goal as the Wolves go on to win 7-6 over the Owen Sound Attack. The Sioux Greyhounds also winning a 1-goal game in their tilt Friday night against the Brampton Steelheads, 4-3. The North Bay Battalion were on the road Saturday night, taking on the Erie Otters. Otters the only ones to capitalize in the 3rd period, winning 3-1. The troops would have a much better game Sunday in Niagara, beating the Ice Dogs 7-3. And Sunday was an exceptional day for all Northern teams. Sudbury allowing only 1 goal from the Brampton Steelheads, picking up a 5-1 win, while the Greyhounds took down the Owen Sound Attack 6-4. Turning to the NOJHL standings, the Hearst Lumberjacks rebounding in the standings after some postponed games set them back at the start of the month. Meanwhile, the Timmins Rock have won their last 16 games, sitting just 1 point back of the Sudbury Cubs. The bottom half of the standings remain tight, with 4 teams still fighting for a top 8 finish. The Iroquois Falls Storm and Kirkland Lake Gold Miners are tied after Kirkland Lake dug up a victory Friday against the Storm. Pure Country Catch-Up. When we return, we see what our cousins are up to. You're watching First at 5.
It's Josh and Coop from Pure Country Mornings. Now, Josh would typically be here with me. He just wasn't feeling fully cut out for the role today, if you know what I mean. He was singing so many Christmas carols this morning. In fact, he was singing Silent Night a lot, maybe a little bit too much. And ironically, this is the one time when I can get him to stop talking, which is great. But listen, we honestly have a really good time weekday mornings between 5:30 and 10. This week, though, on Pure Country in Sudbury, we're having so much fun getting you set for the Christmas season. Josh and Coop's Stuffed Stockings. We've been doing this for the last couple of weeks, giving you a chance to win some stocking stuffers. Be listening weekday mornings around 7:20 for your chance to win. And then in the afternoon, Matt Brown, the man in plaid, as we call, 12 days of toppers. That's right. Some amazing gifts could go in your stuffed stockings as well, courtesy of Toppers Pizza. Be listening for that. And if you want more country Christmas music, the iHeartRadio app, great option. You can listen 24/7, nothing but country Christmas tunes. You really should check it out. That being said, Josh, I know you got a busy day ahead of you. We got Christmas plans to take care of. Let's go get it done here. Listen. On the dial, 91.7. You can stream us online, purecountry917.ca, or for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Our first community close-up comes to us from Sault Ste. Marie. Santa Claus is making a quick stop at the North Branch of the Public Library this Saturday. He will be there with friends for a Christmas story time from 11 a.m. until 12 noon. The season is open at the North Bay Nordic Cross Country Ski Club. Inner trails are open and groomed with tracks set and, I'm told, in good shape. Officials say early snow and cold temperatures have allowed them to open early. The club has also added a snowmaking fan gun. To Sudbury, George Bardeja sent us this photograph. He says these apples are on his neighbor's apple tree hanging over his backyard. He says they almost appear to be wearing toques. Thanks for this, George. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can always email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6 o'clock. But for now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.